Sit back. Pleasure.
All right. This mic or this mic? This mic. So this mic I can hand over to you, sir, or to you, so that when the questions come your way. All right. All right. We're going to make this a little more fun. No sitting down, no boredom, nothing. First of all, I'd like to welcome all of you to the Festival of Globe and to Facebook. I hope you're having a good time. The summit concept this year has been a phenomenal success. And I, Prashantt Guptha, am extremely humbled and honored in my capacity, both as an actor and as the representative of FOG in India, to be moderating this particular portion for various reasons. I genuinely believe there is no platform of this kind in the world. FOG is a one-of-a-kind platform for a simple reason. It's not a film festival. It doesn't function like a film festival. It functions like a startup. In Silicon Valley, we all know startups, and there's a film festival that functions like a startup. It operates on the platform of innovation. Why do I say innovation? We see this poster here with various events dated for whatever date, August 6th, 7th, or 8th. But these aren't just events that you have to buy tickets for and attend and watch a show. I look at them as verticals. Some of them will work, some of them won't work. And each year after year after year, FOG will come up with a new vertical and something new that you will fall in love with, admire, like. But I can assure you one thing right now, there won't be a single platform in the world that will experiment and innovate year after year. So first of all, before we proceed into talking to our esteemed guests, I don't think there has been a single moment in these last 4 or 5 days, and might not be in the next 4 or 5, until we go to Dr. Chapra's house, where the entire team of FOG, each and every single volunteer who is a professional, an engineer, an IT consultant, a millionaire or whatever, who is perhaps picking you up from the airport or taking care of your hotel room or arranging food for you. There is no family like the FOG family, and I request you all to give them all a round of applause, because I haven't seen anything like it in all the festivals in the world. The other thing that makes FOG very, very special is there's something on this stage that you all have never seen before and probably won't. I want to point this out. Between these two gentlemen is a filmography of 750 films. 750 feature films. You're not going to find that anywhere. For them to be sitting close together, can you imagine the experience? Within 6 inches.
And without this beautiful actress Raima, we would be nothing.
The Gulshan ji is constantly stealing my thunder, all right, because I was going to get right to her. With this actress, let me tell you one thing. Every film I see of hers, I say, I don't think she can possibly do better than this. And then I watch her next film, I say, she's outdone herself. Then I watch her next film, she's outdone herself. There are very few actors in India who grow and genuinely grow with their talent, their body of work, from D-glam to glam. She's ageless, as you can see. Okay, she has a phenomenal body of work in both Hindi and Bengali cinema, and she's undoubtedly one of our finest artists. And you, sir, I'm meeting for the first time, but I want to congratulate you because you are our Hollywood entity with the Festival of Globe. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start by asking all of them individually the first question. And it's educational for me also as an actor. Social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All of you have a personal life and all of you have a professional life. How do you differentiate between what you're going to put out on social media? Question number 1.
Wow, that is a question that, being relatively new to Hollywood, we've only been engaged in this process, and we'll show you a short trailer for our film. I've only been in it for about 2 years, and it is a constant learning experience. Fortunately, I have a very good PR director who is very experienced at it, who has been banging his head against the wall and finally made some progress in getting me to understand the pros and cons of social media. I have obviously I have a Facebook page for myself, which I don't use. I really am using less and less and less the more my professional life is on Facebook. And I think it's a challenge. I think the challenge is to understand your audience and what they want to see. So I spent all my time on our official project Facebook page. We have a short film. We made a short film called Prelude to Axanar, which is a Star Trek fan film, meaning we're not part of the studio. We raised on Kickstarter, we raised $100,000 and made this short film that has now won 47 film festival awards all over the world. It has 2.5 million views on YouTube. It's considered by Star Trek fans the best Star Trek to come out of Hollywood in 20 years. That's brought a lot of notoriety. It also brought a lawsuit from CBS and Paramount. It was so good. But it's been challenged, so our profile is incredibly high now in Hollywood. J.J. Abrams got involved with the situation. So I've had a challenge. It's been a real challenge, and what I've learned is you can never go wrong by doing the opposite of what Donald Trump is doing. The less what I've learned is the less I expose myself, and the more we keep a professional front. This is what we do. This is what we do. This is what we do. Less engagement with individuals and more about just extolling the virtues of what we've done. And I think on the last panel I talked about the true passionate people understand passion, and that's been our greatest success. We're passionate about Star Trek. We're passionate about science fiction. And that's what we project. Personally, fans know I'm a huge geek. What's the word? What's the word in?
Geek's the right word.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a huge geek. Most of the people who are we're all professionals who work on this project, but we're also huge geeks. You just have to learn there's a razor edge there. And listen, I've been stalked. We were recently at the world's biggest Star Trek convention in Las Vegas, and we were stalked. I've had death threats.
I want to personally apologize for that.
That's okay. That's okay.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah, well, you're in good company, it seems. So I think it is a challenge, and my personal Facebook page has thus become a lot less important to me. I literally spend less time on Facebook doing what I used to do, which was engaging with my friends, and so.
Raima, in our country, social media can get really out of hand, and you've seen that, especially being a female artist, that the amount of people who would probably want to reach out to you on a personal level can violate your space quite a bit. Yet you're probably there more so for profession. How do you function?
Actually, a lot of people have wanted to handle my social media for me, but I don't do that. So I do it myself personally, my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter, and everything, Snapchat, because I feel that is the only way I can truly tell my fans who I am.
Right.
And it's not only professional for me, funnily enough, it's also personal. So they know me, like my Twitter audience is different to my Facebook audience. So I know what to put on Twitter and what is different to what I put on Facebook. And whereas Instagram is completely different. So I have like different fans for these four different platforms, and I do that accordingly. And so so they know me very well.
Right.
So, but I don't, of course we get a lot of like abusive content as well.
Absolutely.
But then I just like block that, or but I don't let that affect me. So I think that this is the best way for me to tell my fans who I am, not only professionally but also personally.
All right. So you have had absolutely no social media controversy as of yet?
Not at all. Funnily enough, not
Good.
yet.
Good, great.
Not
great to know.
yet.
Excellent.
I think my films have just saved me. I don't know.
But
Imagine the film.
do you think films alone will save you, or do you need social media?
I think I need social media.
Right.
I think I need,
Okay. Mr. Chatterjee, I address you lovingly in other words, but for this audience, I will call you Mr. Chatterjee.
Yeah, for me, I think, let me start off from this, that I think I've been working we both have been working for a long, long time, so it's like 32 years. Yeah, it's a few years, so Basically, I should start off from one thing that, when we used to work, we always had our fan followers, always like. And those days, it used to be fan letters.
Yes.
We used to get a lot of fan letters. And of course, they are the people for whom we are, like, we work for them. So there used to be a person who used to answer them, because a daily around 150, 200, 250. As I created my box office and my fans, so it went up. So it was like 1,000 letters a day I used to get. And
Wow.
there used to be a person who used to write on behalf of me and reply them with a piece of photograph signed by me. So I just saw the same thing with my dad. So that was a trend. I think with time the trend changes, and now I think this social media has become a very big role, where for any actors, I think it has become a very important thing to communicate with your fan. Maybe the pattern has changed, the style has changed, and I would surely love to say that only doing regional cinema, I have got my Facebook followers around 16 lakh, which is not
Wow.
a very less amount.
Wow.
So,
For those of you out here, that's 1.6 million.
yeah, so it's not that. I think what Raima was also saying, right, that you need to know how to balance it, because end of the day, I think we need to learn one thing, that how much we should expose ourselves, and
Yes.
how much, because end of the day, we actors who are on the screen has to keep their magic somewhere little away from the. I mean, my every film has to be a magic which this man is doing. If I start telling every inch of which for the actors, especially actors or the directors or for the filmmakers, I think we need to know how to balance it. We need to communicate with our fans. We need to tell them, like today we are sitting here, we are chatting, we are talking here. Of course, my fans should know. But if I talk about my next film, if I talk about what is going to be my next work, how I'm going to prepare myself as an actor, I think it's a professional thing, so I need to be away till the product or the content is done. So I think that's the way I basically handle my social media, which is Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram.
That actually, on that I want to say, no, I'm fairly well mic'd. I'll pull up my jacket.
Yeah, okay.
This is an event. It is instant. It's going out into the domain instantly. So you can talk about it instantly on Facebook and Twitter. When you're doing a film, you have the development stage, pre-production, production, post-production, and release. Who decides the timing of when you will talk about it, or any character attribute or the storyline? You or your PR team or your producer?
No, I think normally what I do, I sit with my producer, with my director, with the PR team of the particular project.
Yes.
And then we decide, this is my first look, we should come on that particular day. This is the first thing which should people know, whether it is from the social media or from the print media. That all we have to, calculate whether the print media is giving me the more mileage or my social media is giving me the more mileage. Like that all decision we take it jointly, and then we reveal our looks or whatever the kind of cinema I'm doing or whatever. So it's again, it's a content, once
Yes.
we're doing a content, it's not my.
Yes.
It's everybody's, like the producer, director, the PR, everybody. So we decide to, as a team.
Do you feel the urge to be instant with everything, or do you like to hold off?
No, as you know that we have been working for the last 30 years. So I think I still believe that we should go step by step, slowly. Slow is a better thing for the longevity. I think that what we learned from her grandmother. You see, because I think a lot of people know about her grandmother, who we being the industry people have not seen her for 30, 35 years. We used to, like, when can we just see her at glance,
Yes.
And the day when she passed away, I think the entire Calcutta, not Calcutta, I would surely love to say it, the entire West Bengal was on the road. So, that is the magic. So we also have learned a lot of things from them, how to, hold the magic of a star or celebrity or whatever.
Before I ask the same question to Gulshan ji, for those of you who may not know, her grandmother, Suchitra Sen, by far one of the greatest legends any country or any cinema has ever produced. And his father, one of the greatest legends of Bengali cinema and Hindi cinema, Biswajit Chatterjee. So we're in some really August company here, in the month of August. Gulshanji, you're also very active on social media, on all platforms, and you've been there for nearly 35 years. So how do you do the disparity between what is personal, what is professional, what I will put out there, whether I want or not?
You know, evolution is not about just wearing trendy jeans or having the latest Louis Vuitton bag. Evolution is evolving in your work, evolving in your thoughts, evolving in your surroundings. So let's say if in my craft, in my business, things have changed, as opposed to relying on, replying on to fan mails or, having a conventional PR person doing all that. Today, it is a direct interaction because of social media. Now, how much of it do I want to do it? How much of it do I want to use it is a personal decision. It is like, it is like deciding how much alcohol are you going to drink.
Yeah.
Where are you going to drink it? In whose company? In front of whom are you going to expose yourself? Okay, Rajesh ji to yaar 4 drink pige wahan pe. Okay, I'm sitting with friends, so I'm easy. So how much do you want to expose? At the same time, let's say my latest film, the film that is going to be shown tonight, around 8:39. When the producers of the film was in the making. The name of the film is Bad Man, in which I play the hero, and that's a poster there. The producers are Viacom 18, and the director is Shaumik Sen, who directed Gulab Gang. So I said, what about starting the promotion of the film, So they said the entire team will come and visit you. So the entire Viacom's promotion, publicity, marketing team, 10 of them came. And I said, I want to start it now. We should throw it out there. We should do an article in Bombay Times. We should do an article here, this, that, and the other. This is, no, we're going to go in a certain way. And we are going to go after the social media. We are not going to promote this too much in the regular media. I said, no, that's not correct. You have to do both simultaneously. He says, trust us. Social media is something that we are going to do very heavily, and there's nobody who can do better than us because they run 4 or 5 channels. They have so many movies, everything, under the same building, everybody. So you learn. I wasn't 100%, convinced. I will also tell you, like I learned this, I also learned this, that I'll give you a few incidents, and this has some senior colleagues and junior colleagues' names, so you'll enjoy it more. There was a film, an advertising director was directing, so he was directing an ad with me, and I said, what film have you made? He said, I made a film like this in which Amit ji has played a role, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, and he has 2 appearances. So once he finished shooting, within minutes after that, he put out both the photographs on his social media. Oh, I shot for this film. These are my 2 looks. And he said, we were wanting to hold this and release it slowly. But how can we say anything to Amit ji because he's done a special appearance, guest appearance, and it's all out there. Another, now, taking from, like what Prosenjit said, which way is correct is difficult to decide. Raima's grandmother, another legend, didn't at all expose herself after a certain point to nobody. No one could see her. That's it, period. Another successful, one of the most fantastic legend, and truly successful for being very active in social media, apart from his enormous talent, whom I respect so much, Amitabh Bachchan. An absolute different example. When it comes to a function, Amit ji has his own photographer and his own videographer. Yeah. And they don't wait for him to send a picture because he'll take 3 days,
Yeah.
So,
True.
So there's diverse examples of what's correct. Eventually, you'll have to decide what's correct for you. For example, let's say there was, a British newspaper and an Indian editor of an Indian newspaper were trying to convince them to do an interview with Priyanka Chopra. And they said, our readers don't know about her, so why? She says, no, she has 16 million followers on Facebook. So, oh, that makes sense. Okay, will she talk to her that she has to put this article out there on the Facebook? So, how followers on Facebook got her an article in one of the leading newspaper of England, which was initially reluctant to do an interview. They said she doesn't make any sense to us. Recently, we were all returning from IFA, and then many hours of transit in one of the Middle Eastern countries, I've forgotten. Everybody was on their mobile, and everybody was taking pictures with everybody. Oh, 1 second. Gulshan sir, look here. Okay. Sir, you look here. Raima, darling, come here. Everybody's taking pictures, and within seconds, it's all there.
Yeah.
And after that, nobody was talking to nobody. Everybody was on their phone. Everybody's tweeting, writing this, that, and the other. There was no conversation in that 2 hours. For minutes, just we looked up at each other. Oh, good, nice to us.
He just, yeah.
And we were at Mr. Subhash Ghai's house, the legendary director who made Ram Lakhan, in which I played the bad man, which is now tonight the movie. So he at his house there was a reunion of all the Ram Lakhan actors. There was Madhuri Dixit, there was Jackie Shroff, Anil Kapoor, Gulshan Grover, Satish Kaushik, Anupam Kher. So we all got together and took a picture. Subhaj's photographer was taking a picture. Madhuri Dixit took with her phone. Anupam Kher took with her phone. Both are very active on social media. Within a second, they went to separate toilets. And they went inside. Boom! It was all out there. Before Subhaji couldn't put it out there that I had a reunion of my, actors of Ram Lakhan after 25 years. It took less than 25 seconds to be all out there. I'm saying giving all these examples because I learned from these examples. There are some positive examples. Priyanka Chopra was able to get an interview because she had a large number of following from a Western newspaper. The number of followers, the number of people you engage is like having a bank balance, gives you respectability. Okay, oh my God. He's so popular. My friend has 16 million on Facebook. So it sort of makes me feel, मैं तो झोपड़े में रहता हूँ, इतने हैं नहीं मेरे follower.
Well, that actually brings me to, you raised some really interesting points, and they have allowed me to ask, more questions on the same subject. And my first question on that front will go to Raima. And the reason I'm asking Raima first is because when we were talking outside, she clearly told me, don't ask me questions. And I think it's just more fun that way, when somebody says don't do something and you just do it. So he spoke about, oh, you're welcome. He spoke about the concept of dilution, meaning today you're so available on social media, everybody knows where you are and what you're doing. Whereas back in the day of your grandmom, like he rightfully said,
There was
just
no Twitter, no
there was
Facebook.
nothing, and they weren't available to the public. Like literally seeing them was like seeing a god. So how do you balance between being over diluted and maintaining your star capacity?
Yes, so in my grandmother's time, there was no such thing as all of this. I mean, there was no mobile phones either.
Right.
I mean, so we can't really compare. And today, if you're not out there,
Right.
you're not there at all.
But are you worried about being overexposed on social media?
That, I mean, now I feel we are, because if we go to we go to the airport and there people are taking selfies. We go to the bathroom, people are taking selfies
Yeah.
in the ladies' loo. So you are overexposed anyway.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't matter. So you might as well talk about yourself and
Yeah.
where you are and what you're
So
doing.
use it to your advantage.
And use it,
Yeah.
because you're going to be, whether you like it or not, they will take pictures of you with or without your permission. So you're overexposed anyway.
Now, Mr. Chatterjee, at your level, now you have achieved iconic status. How do you maintain that balance? You have the same challenge as a Mr. Bachchan, as a Shah Rukh Khan, in maintaining iconic status, where as much as you would love to hug every single fan of yours, you have to maintain a certain stature. And social media probably creates those conflicts for you. How do you manage?
I think it's a very difficult situation. Let me be very honest.
Yes.
It's a very, very difficult situation. And again, it's absolutely like which role you should choose and which role you should not do. It's something like this. It's so difficult because both is important. Like, you have to be little away to keep that, or something from the audience. At the same time, today you can't deny them.
Yes.
You have to be with them. You can't, because they love you so much.
Absolutely.
They want to know what every minute you are doing. So it's very difficult to handle this thing for people like us. But I think you need to have a proper creative team. You need to have a team. You also need to know yourself, how you, as he was saying, we know Mr. Bachchan is like really, I mean, when he was in Kolkata for the film festival, he, with all these ladies on the stage, with a huge team, he took the picture, and immediately in 30 seconds it was on Twitter. So like, and we can't deny he has still, I mean, people.
Yeah.
He's the biggest star of all time. So now you need to really know and balance it, that how to really take it forward. It's
So my question is, so you're supposed to be nice to everyone who
Yeah.
wants to take a picture with you, because you have to be nice to everyone. And then here at the same time, people say keep a distance, because keep the aura alive and the mystery, and then you're rude. So then how do you
I
balance?
mean,
it?
it's really difficult
Which
thing.
is exactly what he answered.
It's-
Can't be,
very
you
real.
can't be rude,
Yeah.
you can't be nice. And
Prashantt,
I like to add to this that taking a picture, not because you have to take it, taking a picture because as we all owe it to our fans and we love them, and at an appropriate moment we are not unhappy about taking a picture. And there may be, some times where it's like intruding into our personal space. But at the same time, taking a picture is not overexposure. But hi, I am here, now I'm cooking, now I am here, this dress is torn, look at my ankles, my new shoes, oh, my boyfriend is coming. All that is overexposure. All that is inviting them into your space, and suddenly you can't say, no, I don't want to talk to you. I'm not telling you. So far, you've gone that far where there's nothing left to imagination in terms of.
Yeah.
So that's not, in my opinion, correct. It may be correct in somebody else's way of thinking. For example, let's say the two diverse examples, they just emerged from this stage here. Suchitra Sen ji, Amitabh Bachchan ji. Both fantastic legends. One absolutely active, even more than a youngster on a social media, Amitabh Bachchan. And Suchitra ji did not even want anybody to see her. I remember when she was unwell and she was in hospital, the Chief Minister of Bengal, Mamata Banerjee ji. I mean, many people, was so difficult for her to see us because her belief was, मेरा जो हमने सुना कि जिस स्टार को लोगों ने स्क्रीन पर देखा,
Yes.
वही याद रखो.
Yes.
Remember that face, remember that aura, remember that beauty. I don't want to show you when I'm in a normal, regular circumstances. When I'm aging or when I'm not that person that you loved on screen. And our other legend whom I truly adore, Amitabh Bachchan, he tweets, he's on social media. I mean, like, even if he's shooting, I'm told if he's shooting in a village, special internet and everything is connected and everything is ready, So it's something difficult to decide. Yes, you personally have to decide that how much you want to expose yourself. But taking a picture with your fans is something that I do with happiness to seek their blessings. That a bit of my time gives them a piece of me, a memory of me, a happiness, and they'll bless me, and things will be better for me. Like and also when we need them. For example, let's say I keep turning every conversation to Batman because I want to promote my page.
Yeah.
So I need people's attention now. Okay, my film is tonight. 8:30 baje aagi ji. 8:30 baje, and we are going from here in 10 minutes. Prosenjit doesn't like late.
Well, okay, so see, I am full of questions that I can go on and on, but it would be unfair to deny the public and the viewers an opportunity to talk to you. They have their own questions. But I will say, before we get to the Q&A with everybody here, one of the other aspects of FOG that many of you may have not realized, and I'll point it out, every single festival, every single award ceremony in the world today has absolutely free or sponsored access to promoting their event through Facebook, through Twitter, through whatever. Can anybody think of a single platform in the world that got to have its event at Facebook? Now that takes a lot. I mean, again, applause to Fogg and Dr. Japra. And I kid you not, this is not entirely about his efforts, it's about his karma. The man has such purity in the heart and his vision for the global community, for the community of the Bay Area, that otherwise it's an impossible feat for all of us to register, be here at Facebook headquarters and have this discussion. You know, we're not online typing about this. We're here in the midst, we're in the jungle.
And such a fascinating office, my God.
Yeah.
Facebook's office is fascinating, inspiring. I've sort of savored almost everything that they had to offer. I had some food outside. I had some drinks. I even went to the restroom and tried their toothbrush. And you know what happened was that I picked up a toothbrush because I ate, and I couldn't find any paste. I said, "Mark Zuckerberg kithe? Paste haga nahi ette. There's no paste." And then I realized, oh, you villager, it's stuck to the toothbrush. Just wet it and brush your teeth. It was fantastic. So I think the way, you know, the cycles are displayed, the way, you know, the whole office is laid out. And I've had the pleasure of coming here last year at the time of Fog and having a Q&A with many young Indians at the headquarters over there. And there was literally a large fan contingent that afternoon present there. And had a very enjoyable time there. But today I was peaceful and I sort of saw everything. And congratulations to Facebook, and more strength to them to reach our thoughts and our this thing as much as we want to share to people.
Folks, I think we have time for about 3 questions. So whoever has those questions can take the mics now. And feel free to ask me something if you want. I'm kidding.